So today is Wednesday. This should be a shorter video right here. I recorded myself earlier. I didn't post it yet, but I plan to. But I recorded myself outside doing kind of a light dunk workout slash jump workout. My knee has been bothering me. I think it started because I just kind of overdid it one week, and I had a certain plan I was gonna stick with like normal. But the nice weather just had me wanting to get outside, and I may have just done a little bit too much on a couple of those days. And so knee is not horrible or anything like that, but when I'm doing squats, especially it's like the deeper I go, the more it kind of bothers me. And so what doesn't really bother me is like isometric type stuff. So I'm doing that kind of stuff, but not really recording it. Jumping doesn't bother me if I don't jump high. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to dunk. But I just got to be patient. Over time, I feel like if I just keep doing like some light jumps and things like that, then it'll get easier to jump. Then I can try to jump higher. Either that or just resting completely, which from the things that hurt, and then slowly building back, which maybe in a month and a half I'll do that. But right now, I just kind of want to, for the next month and a half, for various reasons, I just want to get outside because I'm trying to lose weight. That's one of the things. And two, I just want to see if it works. Just going light, if that can help me as far as jumping, help me to jump higher. I know I sound like my mind is just going fast right now, so maybe I'm not making that much sense. But anyway, so right now I'm just going to do some little upper body stuff, maybe some bent over rows, some shoulder press. I might do some deadlifts. I don't know if I recorded that, but yeah, that's about it, man. My car is still in the shop, so I'm just my father-in-law is still in the hospital. It's like waiting. And what was I listening to the other day? I think it was a person who had lived in another country where being Christian is illegal, and they were there for whatever reason, and they ended up in prison for sharing their faith. And they just talked about waiting on God. And it's just hard. It's hard for us because we're not very patient at times. I don't know if we ever are really patient. I know patience is the fruit of the Spirit. And if we have the Spirit, we have patience. But just in our natural human selves, it's hard to be patient. But a lot of life is just waiting. Well, even this me trying to get back to dunking, and then like when you watch my dunks, it's going to be like, man, this guy, he might not ever get there. Some people may not have the heart to say that. I know there's one guy in the comments that would say it. But I don't believe that. I believe I can, which is why, it's one, if I do have one strength, it's the ability to stick with things. I'm 43 years old and been trying for the last 13 years, and I've seen my diminished abilities, but it's not going to stop me. I'm not saying it's, sometimes it's good to alter a goal or change goals altogether. And some people may say, well, you just got to get this plan and it'll work, but, and that may or may not be true, who knows. But point is, sometimes it's okay to alter a goal or whatever, but for me, it's one goal that I still kind of have. I still definitely have. And I think it's a strength that I've been given to be able to just stick with things and see them through. And I think in life, you can't really get anywhere without the willingness to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to stick with this no matter what. That was one of the things that drew me to my wife is before we got married, we kind of talked about, hey, this is it. We're not, barring infidelity, we're going to stay together. We're going to work through financial things or other things that are, to us, minor. It takes two people. One person's willing to stick with it, and the other person is not. It's not going to work. But for us, we both decided, hey, you know what? We're going to stick with this. And in a month, we'll be celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary. And so you got to be willing to, regardless of what happens and how it's going or criticism or whatever, it's got to be something that says, I'm going to keep going. And it's a lot of times it's not even the result. You know, it's easier said than, you know, obviously it's easy to say that when you ain't getting the results, when you're not getting what you, but either way, you know, it's not about the result as much as it is the journey. And I believe results will come. So anyway, I'm going to do some bent over rows and some shoulder press. When I lock out with shoulder presses, it doesn't feel that great. Sometimes I may not lock out. I might just do some partials. I'm sure somebody will be like, man, if you just do this, it'll work better. But, you know, one guy, you know, he's basically saying I'm a know-it-all, which, I mean, I don't doubt that I have that tendency in me. Been told that before. But we know ourselves better than, you know, other people know us sometimes. And, you know, there's something to be said about going with your instincts and going with what you think is right and going with what has worked for you in the past. So, anyway. Ugh. 25 pounds on the row. I wonder if you can see it from this side better. Try it. That's better. Felt good. Let's see what this shoulder press feels like. What is this video at? 7:26. But yeah, this is gonna be a short video. Ugh. Feel bad. Alright, let's see. What else? Maybe a set of deadlifts. You won't be able to see it that good, but I'm gonna do that and then I'm done. Let's see. Oh, maybe I'll come this way. Oh! It's not a heavy weight. You might just do some stiff leg. Felt good. All right, that's it. Nice little short video. And remember, you got a goal. Stick with it. Modify what you're doing. If something's not working, you may have to change the goal, but you may just have to modify your approach. You can always, or you can always take a detour and then get back to what you were doing. All right.